don't hate to love. Gentlemen, what is good?
So nobody in the house want to hear that.
You had a valid point.
I'm all smiles. I'm good.
18-game season. I think it's stupid that they complain about the longevity of their careers. Either you in or you out.
Last 8 seconds.
It's weird because I never really changed my opinion like that.
This university is built on hate.
This is what greatness looks like.
Welcome to the Hate Watch You.
Welcome. 1 second, because I was about to let one fly.
Welcome to Hate Watch You. This is the lecture hall where we're going to get into sports. We're going to get into sports topics. We're definitely talking about the NFL. We're talking about the WNBA. We're talking about LeBron James. We got a lot of things to cover today. We won't even do the introductions because we already did them. But let's start today's episode with the WNBA, and I'm going to put a timer on because I don't want to spend too much time here. But before I set the timer, Dame, did you watch the All-Star parts of the All-Star game?
You know I did. Yeah.
Devontae, did you watch parts of the All-Star game?
Nah, not really. Because
did you see any clips?
Pool party. Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of all are going to have our opinions. We got 15 minutes to cover the WNBA because we got bigger fish to fry. Actually, yeah, there we go. Clock is on. WNBA All Star Game. Dame, do you want to kick us off?
Not necessarily, but
all right, I will.
Put the spotlight on me.
I will. No, it's cool. I will. You don't have to. The WNBA All Star Game was this past weekend, and the girls were having a blast. So much that it made me really think about how I view this league and how I view Kathy Engelberg. First of all, I want to preface this by saying I don't think this about all the women of the W, because there's some women that still kind of carry it in a fashion that it needs to be carried. Aja Wilson, Ionesco, even though she wasn't in the 3-point contest, just some of the veterans. But what I seen over the past weekend with the stud buds, and it was just ridiculous. The WNBA, if they want to continue to grow and escalate, we don't need to see y'all partying on stream. Y'all are supposed to be role models, and this is where it's mind-boggling, right? We have this whole conversation about trans people, and this is kind of on the topic, but it's like a part of it, right? About how we don't want trans women in the game and da-da-da-da-da. Cool. If that's your stance, cool. Understandable. But what we also don't want in the game is for these young girls to look at these people and see them doing some fuckery. I don't want my child, I don't have a daughter, but if my daughter was watching the WNBA and she was following these girls, I would want her to look at a role model. Just like we criticize the men, just like we criticize Ja Morant for brandishing guns because it doesn't set off a great tone, I don't want the WNBA to be setting off the tone that all these girls can just be partying, dancing, taking their shirts off, drinking on camera, doing all this shit that looks bad for the product, which leads me to the All-Star game. It was shitty. It was terrible. There was no effort. I don't give a fuck if these girls were pulling up from three, because you know why? You know what's better than watching girls shoot 3-pointers uncontested? An actual fucking game with the superstars. If y'all wanna scale, the things that we ask of the men, they already did. We asked the men to play hard against the East and West. They did that for years, and they didn't have no scrutiny about it. They got the best players to play against the best people to do the NBA 3-point contest, the skills contest, the dunk contest. We asked the men to do it. So they can coast if they choose to because they created a foundation. Y'all cannot. I don't want to watch a game where I watch Caitlin Clark shoot 73s. She shot 7 for 17 and 6 for 15 of them were threes. Like, I don't want to see that. Y'all scored 120-something points in the game, but in the regular season can't get over 50, 60 points. It was ridiculous, one. Two, if you're going to have a 3-point shooting contest, make sure you have the best players. I'm tired of seeing people that are the best players not compete in events that you want to scale. It's not bringing eyes to the game. Yes, it sold more tickets than the men, but it did not sell more tickets because no one gives a fuck about the men's All-Star game. It is what it is. But guess what? Last year they were hooping. Last year they switched it up and they started playing ball, which leads me to my ending point, which is Kathy Engelberg. I don't want to say y'all gonna have to put respect on her name because she doesn't handle any situation how it should be handled. But the one thing she did was give y'all more opportunities to be seen. And every time she does that, y'all spit in her face and y'all act like she isn't the reason why you guys are getting these big ass contracts. Y'all can say Caitlin Clark, y'all can say whatever the fuck you want. But the reality is Kathleen Engelberg has aligned herself to get these deals, these brands, and these Amazons and NBCs and ESPNs. She's getting y'all in front of it. And she gets an All-Star game that everybody is just talking, well, she needs to rethink how she's running the league. Kathy Engelberg she don't interject in political problems. She don't interject when it's black and white. She don't interject in shit. But the only thing she's been doing was being a fucking commissioner and growing the game. So if we're going to complain about Kathy Engelberg's lack of being a friend to y'all, lack of calling y'all like Adam Silver does, then we got to really think about who y'all want to run the league. Do y'all want someone that is a friend of y'all to run the league, or do you want someone that's going to grow the game? Because I was arguing with a dude online talking about Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark was, like we talked about it, she was a part of something that was going to happen regardless, and she just happened to be a face, and it's similar to how Magic and Larry Bird were created to restart the NBA. There's no difference between her and Angel Reese. There were already players in the league that were good. They just needed a reason to get more people to watch it. What did they do? Create black and white division. Great. But we got to stop talking about Kathy Engelberg like she didn't make y'all more money. And every time she did, y'all spat in her face talking about the refs. Get it together. That was terrible to watch.
All right, he's on a bender today. I don't know how I should follow up with that, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So, one, all great points were made for sure. I could tell they were well thought out. So, thank you for that.
Thanks, man.
The only thing I'm gonna say about Kathy Engelbert, is her name?
Mm-hmm.
Is I didn't like that. At the beginning of the season, the preseason, whatever the hell, she's asked a question and she responds with, would y'all ask a male commissioner this or whatever the fuck? Yes. Right. Yes, the fuck we would, actually. Right. We actually asked them a lot worse things. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, the things that are on the timeline for Roger Goodell, for Adam Silver, it's just fucking Tuesday for us, bro. Like, it does not matter. Like, absolutely, we'd ask these guys that, and then some. But to Trey's point, as the seasons progress, I'm like, all right, you're right. Kathy has been putting on a clinic in terms of getting these girls more money, getting them more opportunities, more eyes to the game. And I'm one of those eyes to the game. Now, I've been watching the W. I knew who the big players were, so much so that I named you 10 before we even got the closed captioning. But whatever, right? So I'm watching this game on Saturday, and I'm tuned in. Like, I was ready to watch it, and I'm like, okay, I get it. It's an exhibition. I'm not expecting y'all to really play hard. It's an exhibition. I'm not even mad at closed captioning for shooting up all them damn threes the way she did. Whatever, right? It is what it is. But Mabry was also pulling up from three like it was nobody's business. And I'm like, why y'all not talking about that? Huh? Why y'all not talking about that? Interesting. And then, now I get it. It's not the same competition we're going to get from the men. Absolutely not. And I'm okay with that. And I understand that the girls are good in their own right. This is not comparing the NBA to the W. But because it was WNBA All Star Weekend, my scrutiny is going to be on them. I did not like that when I didn't even think about it till one of the commentators has said, "Oh, Aaliyah Boston's not playing a lot because." Basically load managing. They're not playing a lot because the Fever have 17 games left and they're trying to make a playoff push. And then one of the commentators just said, like, yeah, I think it was Rebecca Lobo, but they're like, yeah, so they had already asked about, load management, basically. So if some of your favorite players are not playing, that's why they already had a conversation with the coach. Now, the thing that's also mind-boggling Her all-star coach was her fucking actual coach. That's what pissed me off. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm sorry. If you don't get your ass on this goddamn floor, and I'm not even asking you to play defense. The hilarious part about it is they know they're not trying to play defense, and I'm okay with that. But, you know, you hear all the mic'd up, and Breonna Stewart is over there, like, basically saying, like, whew, I'm running up and down this court because I need some cardio. That's it. I get it. You had a weekend. I understand, bro. You got a little break, blah, blah, blah. But then you got W fans bitching about the quote-unquote short turnaround after the All-Star break, talking about some, oh, the game was on Saturday and the next game is on Tuesday. That's not a long enough break. Are you fucking kidding me? Give me a goddamn break. Y'all have 5-day breaks in between the regular season. What the fuck are you talking about? I know that you do, because every time I'm trying to pull a bet on somebody, they're not fucking playing until Saturday, and it's Tuesday. So what do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my God, like they get man, shut the fuck up. Secondly, I sat there and watched y'all not put up 10 points as a starter consistently. Like, what are you talking about? You mean to tell me you're a WNBA starter and you're a fucking all-star at that, and you can't consistently get 10 points? Fuck out of here, bro. You shut the fuck up too, Siri. But I'm just saying, what the hell is happening? Like, but jokes aside, I'm like, I want you to do better, but y'all don't want y'all to do better. And it's just, I'm not even going to speak to the extracurricular activities that happen, because the men, they party like nobody's business. James Harden, he's going to be a cone on defense. But damn it, if he's going to the strip club, he in the regular season, he's still at least going to give you 22. Yeah. He may have been at the strip club last night, but he's going to give you 22. He ain't going to play no defense, but hey, it is what it is. The man hoops. Regular season, that is. I don't think y'all there yet. Y'all not there to be doing all these shenanigans, if you will. And yes, it outsold the men this year. Who really gives a shit? We don't. I don't care. Because, like Trey said, the product is not good. And I'm like, I'm tuning in because I want to see the all-stars of all-stars. I want to see the best of the best playing. And you're talking about load management? Because you got 17 games left on the season. You play 2 minutes less per quarter than the men. And you play like 37 games less than the men. And you already been load managing during the season. And you're talking about you're load managing now because of an all-star game? Dog, give me a fucking break. Y'all are not like that. Not yet. You'll get there, but it's an embarrassment, if you ask me, to sit up there and be like, oh, I made the All-Star team. All right, well, I'm going to just load manage. Bro, get out there, do it, bend your knees, play some defense, go do a fucking layup. Now, this is not to take away from the people who actually, you know, had some great moments. And I'll highlight one of them in my love segment later. But Dominique Maluga, I don't even know who that girl is, to be honest with you. We all were like, who the fuck is that? Yeah. Okay, that's a proud moment because you're like, wait, that's not something that happens often. Okay, I'll give props to that. Another thing that pissed me off, and I'll let Devontae go. This whole bullshit of talking about let's just be friends. We're friends here. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark were both on the headset together during the game, and they're on opposite teams. And Caitlin Clark's talking about let's play hard. I fucks with that. Yeah, play hard. I'm with you on that. Cool. I don't have to like the person to know that the person made a good point. Play hard. But the thing I don't like is you're in the next breath, you're talking about but this is my teammate. We had to talk beforehand and we're not going to play hard on each other and blah, blah, blah. We're a family. I don't give a fuck about that. If you my family, my actual family, I said fuck them. Ball up top, nigga. Like, I do not care about none of that shit. So, you mean to tell me, because we're a team, we're a family here. I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Yeah.
My actual family can get dunked on. It does not matter. It does not matter. So, nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Well, there's that.
Now we're in the $5 range. So.
I thought we was only at
The fuck? Go ahead, my fault.
You thought it was only at what?
I thought we was only at $3. That would have been $4. But okay.
Yeah, and I gave y'all the last two. So. Okay. I let one slip. I let one slip talking about the Bills Mafia.
Oh, I didn't catch it. Well,
but see, I'm a man of integrity.
Yeah.
I'm a man of integrity.
Oh,
so.
no, good on you. I ain't got nothing to add to that, man. Y'all watch a game. I saw the highlights, but I saw more of them partying than I saw of highlights of the game. So, I mean, that told me all I needed to know. I mean, from what I was looking at, it looked like they played more outside of the game than they played during the game. Like they had a good time running around, chasing each other through the hotel room, dancing, talking about we ain't going home until we say this bitch closed. You know, like.
Hey, shout out!
But during the game, they was just chilling.
Hey,
IVs and
like
shit.
this is genuine. Shout out Holly Rowe for having a great time this past weekend to Obama. She's beat cancer a couple times. So shout out to her that she still got it. She's still having fun. I know she was doing a lot, trying to get the halftime interview with like 5 different girls, including when the camera ran into Olivia Miles. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I
good on
wouldn't.
y'all.
If I had a daughter, like I wouldn't want my daughter to be seeing the partying, the excessive drink, because it was online. It wasn't like you had to look for it. Like every time I looked up, I was getting another clip of Courtney Williams, I think her name is. I was getting another clip of her and Natasha Heidman, I'm like, yo,
Connecticut Sun, baby.
no, but because she should have
Yes,
been
they used to be Connecticut Sun. Yeah, they used to be.
but she shouldn't have been in that fucking 3-point contest. Like again, and which kind of is the point I could close on.
Heidemann is a 3-point shooter. What are you talking about?
Did you watch the 3-point shooting contest?
No, but she's a lethal 3-point shooter. Like
That's great.
She's decent.
Guess what? She sucked. So it don't even matter if she's great or not. If I'm putting this 3-point shooting contest together, I want people that are going to compete. She was drunk as hell the night before, and the night before, that whole weekend, they were fucking smacked. So, like, my thing is this. If you're a person that never watched the WNBA, and that was your first introduction to the WNBA's all the stars together, because when you watch an all-star game, it's like, oh shit, there's Kevin Durant, there's LeBron, oh shit, Luka, and oh wow, this is cool. If that was your first introduction, you're very underwhelmed. You're going to be very underwhelmed by that. There was a lot of good basketball being played, but again, the highlights of the basketball game were not the highlights of the basketball. They were all lowlights, like where everybody is kind of like, oh, okay. But it kind of ties into, just to wrap it, because I was going to wrap it, I think it was Kayla McBride, Sabrina Ionesco, Caitlin Clark just flat out didn't want to do it, which you don't have. This is the thing. You don't have a choice. Like, you're lucky that she's that nice of a. You have no choice. If you want to tell us that you're the face of the league, which you don't, which she also tells us in interviews, because they did a whole Caitlin Clark segment, which we're not even going to cover, but they did a whole segment, and she was just talking about how the media portrays me and all. Yo, dog, if you feel like the media is portraying you in a light that is unfavorable to your character, then you know what you can do? When you get in press conferences, you could just address it. You could just say, hey, I don't align with the idea that I am a racist. I don't align with the idea that blah, 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 blah. You could just address it. You don't have to tell us that the media is going to run with all the things you've done. And you're so oblivious that you don't even realize you putting yourself in certain positions and aligning yourself with certain things. You're saying you're writing the story itself. But that aside, just if you were to watch all those women play, you would have been very underwhelmed. And they were talking about Kayla McBride, how she got a last minute text message. Basically it was a long Instagram post talking about how my agent texted me 48 hours before the 3-point shooting contest. It was half-assed. Yo, dog, if I'm the commissioner and I'm asking you to be in the 3-point shooting contest, I don't give a fuck when I told you to do it. You should do it for your own exposure. Why does it have to be delivered in a way where it's like, oh, well, she called me and she had a conversation with me and... Dog, I'm the commissioner. Do the 3-point shooting contest or don't. It's up to you, but it's going to affect y'all at the end of the day. Same thing with Sabrina Ionesco. She must have called the wrong person. I'm 100% sure she told you, but she didn't tell you in the manner that you wanted to be told, and that's where we get into emotions and all this other shit. The commissioner is doing her fucking job. Point blank, period. Which kind of ties into our next celebration, right? As we all know by now, LeBron James is a Philadelphia 76er. Hold on. Before I go, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna close it after I read this because this is the shit I'm talking about.
Here we go.
No. Here it is. This is from Caleb McGrath. Also, those concerned, I received a half invite to the 3-point shooting contest through my agent and a text randomly 48 hours ago, not officially. So, posting things like I'm afraid to shoot smoke is weird. And if you probably didn't hear, dog, what do you? That is the invite. I'm confused. Like, what the fuck is she talking about? That's the invite. You got it through your agent. Like, I'm sure you would have asked, and it was a half-ass text message. We asked you to do it. What'd you want? Like, you wanted, like, a Kayla McBride. Like, do it or don't. But don't complain about the commissioner not doing her job. Anyways, back to LeBron James being the fucking 76er. Here's a video of Rich Paul when he got the call on the Max Kellerman show, kind of talking about how everyone was wrong and everyone was just kind of making up their own shit because half the stuff they told them they never did. And also, LeBron James was closer to the Warriors and the 76ers being his decision than any other team that people were saying.
Yo.
Oh, shit. Hold on. My bad. I'm going to run it back. Sorry.
Yo. Yeah. Hold on.
So essentially, for those listening, that was Rich Paul taking the call, and that was when he got the phone call from LeBron.
The reason why I was telling you.
What was the business?
LeBron announced he's going to the Sixers, the reason why I was telling you that all that stuff was false.
Right.
You know, all this speculation. And again, these guys are just trying to do their job. So I'm not, but ultimately, you know, we wanted to be very, very, very tight to the vest.
Of course.
Because, you know, it was a tough decision for him.
And did he just make the decision? How long has he known about the Sixers?
He just really decided on it, like
100%.
Bang, bang, yeah.
Was it down to the Sixers and Golden State at the end?
It was pretty layered across the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's huge news. The Sixers have now acquired Jaylen Brown and LeBron James in this offseason.
Yeah.
To go with Embiid if he's healthy, Maxey, and who the guy no one talks about is Edgecombe, by the way, who's not only explosive athletically, like really a dynamic player and had an excellent rookie season, but played very well in the playoffs. Like, you got to see how a young player like that performs when the lights get brighter and the stakes get higher and you play better teams.
All right, gentlemen, how do we feel about the LeBron decision and just kind of what they're looking forward to going into next season?
You can't convince me that Heat intern got sacrificed for no reason. Because I'm willing to, you know, granted it's hindsight 2020, but I'm willing to bet if the Heat don't accidentally schedule this tweet or whatever the fuck it was, he's going back to Miami.
You think so?
If the Heat don't mess up like that, yes. Yeah. Now I've said before, this is not something I really care to be too gung ho right about. Right. But it just seems really odd that you're talking about it's a bang bang decision now. The LeBron decided at 1 a.m. that he was going to Philly to decide that he wanna live in New York and fly a chopper to Philly for every home game. Like, all right, bro. But all of a sudden, this Heat intern accidentally pressed in on this press conference. Now, he was never going to Miami. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to lie to me.
You're of the belief that he was going to end up going to Miami.
I think it was closer than what they're saying it was.
Yeah.
If not for it. But like I said, it's speculative. It is what it is. But to focus on the actual parts of what's happening, he's going to Philly. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
All those cooks in the kitchen, bro. No, I don't think Embiid's going to be healthy enough. I don't think. I give it what? When does the season start? I'm gonna just say for shits and giggles, we don't even have to verify
or
this.
some shit like that.
I was gonna say the 22nd. So hell yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just say October 26th, season starts. I give it till January 6th.
Before what? Wow.
I'm sorry, I just said that date, and that was just a random ass day. I'm so sorry. January 5th. Sorry.
Are you trying to tell us something?
No,
Dame was
I
there,
said
guys. That's what it sounds
no.
like.
I give it till January 5th that the wheels fall off, bro.
Wow.
Because
So you're of the belief that this is not going to work.
too many cooks in the kitchen.
Okay.
On paper, it's great for sure, but Embiid is not going to be healthy enough.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like for them to even get the chemistry going. Jaylen Brown is going to start bitching at some point about, oh man, I got to be the first option or whatever the fuck, right? Because LeBron's IQ is going to be the thing that gets them to wherever the fuck they need to go. And Jaylen Brown, smartest person in the room, ain't going to really like that shit. So LeBron, I'm sorry, Embiid's not going to be healthy enough. For the trio to get some games in. Jaylen Brown's going to start bitching somewhere along the way by January 5th. Then Tyrese Maxey's going to start being the player he should be. And then VJ Edgecombe, like Max Kellerman said, explosive rookie year. He's going to start getting some touches. And then now all of a sudden, Jaylen Brown's going to get slighted. And then who the fuck's going to say anything? LeBron's not going to get the ball? You lost your fucking mind. I don't give a damn that LeBron's chopper just landed right during Osei. Can you see? Give that motherfucker the ball. Fuck out of the way. So yeah, I don't. On paper, absolutely greatest. Like
This one
starting
of the greatest
fives
of all time. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. But I've seen enough of these personalities to know that it's not gonna work. And I'm okay if I'm wrong about this by January. But I'm telling you, what we just saw, absolutely not. And you said it yourself. Jaylen Brown was in Boston and he won Finals MVP with Jason Tatum. And now I get it. It's hand Bama water, you know what day, but all right, bro, whatever. To Jason Tatum, it is what it is. But Jason Tatum don't say shit. He just light skinned. That's it. That's all I can say about him. He's light skinned. I can't even hate on Jason Tatum properly. It's just like, I don't have much to say. And to your point, Jaylen Brown is having the best season of his life when Jason Tatum is out.
Yeah.
Now he's happy to be a Celtic because Jason Tatum's not playing. Now all of a sudden, Jason Tatum comes back and it's like, man. And then there's a lot of other shit I just thought about too, because you mean to tell me Jaylen Brown was talking crazy about Bronny, like, to the hoes, talking about some, I don't think Bronny's a pro. And then Jaylen Brown was also on the Twitch talking about Joel Embiid being a flopper. Yeah. I forgot about all that shit.
Yep.
Like,
that's fair.
No, bro, it's too many cooks in the kitchen. God forbid, because we know LeBron has pulled like this. God forbid, Bronny actually just shows up to Philly too. Now what?
He gonna show up like Bishop and Juice.
Dead ass, bro. Dead ass, bro. You talking about? No, I don't see this shit working itself out, bro.
So where do they finish at the end of the season? But next year, where do they finish? Give us a hot take, or give us your take.
I was about to say they got to be hot. They'll finish fourth.
They're gonna finish fourth in
the East.
The East, okay. And what's their ceiling for the playoffs?
Second round, because Embiid. That's all Embiid does.
Second
is live in the second. Embiid is on the fucking team. Yes, no conference finals because Embiid is on the fucking team, bro. Actually, you know what? Here, what is it? Stoppable force meets whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah.
Didn't Embiid make it to conference finals?
Last year, no, they didn't. They lost to
They
Cleveland.
did.
No, not last year. Not last year.
No, Embiid has never made it.
No,
He's never made it. That's why it's a running joke.
I thought he made it when they played the
No.
Raptors. Oh, second round?
That was second round. Where they lost to the Raptors off the dink, dink, dink.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe that was...
I think that was...
No. Embiid has never made it to the conference finals. That's the running joke. He's never made it to the conference finals.
Yeah, it was
learn something every day.
conference semifinals. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
But you know what? Here's what's going to happen. Now, my thoughts are the Knicks are going to be one. I don't really give a damn how y'all slice it between 2, 3, and 4.
Who's in the 2, 3, and 4 for you?
I'm trying to think. I think Miami can make it to 3. Cleveland is a good regular season team, so they'll make it to 2. They're a good regular season team.
Okay.
So yeah, they can make it to 2. So unless by chance the Sixers play the fucking Cavaliers in the second round, because something's got to give.
They're gonna beat.
But that's what I'm saying. Something has to give.
Somebody has
Sixers
to win.
Somebody has to win in the James Harden or Joel Embiid. Somebody has to fucking win in the second round, and Donovan Mitchell, bro. Like somebody has to win. But if they're going to be 2 and 4, then I don't see that happening in the second round anyway. So
yeah, that's fair. Boston man, what do you feel? How do you feel about this LeBron trade, and where do you see them ending next season?
I think we all said that the smartest place would be the Sixers.
Yeah.
We just said we thought he was going to go to either Miami just because he has a relationship with Pat Riley, or he was going to go back home. I mean, I didn't think Golden State was ever in it to be 100%. But the Sixers made the most sense for spacing. I do find it funny, too, though, that Jaylen Brown wanted to get away from a star just to go to a team full of stars at this point. Like that, he's literally on like an all-star team.
Well, I think he respects LeBron. The other two fools, I'm not sure, but I know he respects LeBron enough to like. LeBron is like the adult in the room, and any team he goes to, he's the like. You think about that Lakers team last year, and like how bad they were on paper, and when they needed him, he did what he needed to do. So. Not to cut you off, but like I think he can kind of see some of that ego shit because he's kind of dealt with it all.
I don't know, man. I mean, you going against a team that you couldn't be. Sounds a lot like Kevin Durant a little bit, just not as lethal. But you're going to a team that you couldn't beat, that you said you wanted, and they called you out. Then they proceed to beat you.
You know what? That's a great point.
You know what I mean? So like,
but he didn't go. But he didn't have a choice. He was traded. He didn't have a choice.
If he wasn't bitching the way he was, he wouldn't have been traded.
If you would have balled out the way you should have, you wouldn't have been traded, and you wouldn't have lost to the team that y'all said y'all could beat. So, I mean, it's a nice looking team. That's all I can say. I mean, we've seen teams be assembled like this before, and they didn't go that far. So. I can see conference finals though.
Yeah,
because I don't really see no team that's gonna be able to beat them.
I think
like outside of the Knicks, finals. Because you think so?
Yeah, I think so.
The Knicks are more of an established team. The Celtics are probably gonna be a play-in team, if I'm being honest. They're gonna be like either a 6 or a 7, and Cleveland. Because people are going to be resting in the beginning of the season and trying to prepare for that late push, they'll probably get a whole bunch of wins in the beginning. Did James Harden even sign back? I don't think he did.
Not yet, but he's probably going to sign back.
That's an interesting part, too.
He's been talking. They already gave him the money. Similar to can't believe I got to fucking say this, Draymond Green. Like they kind of, their contract is already written up, but it's just really up for him to accept it, which I think he is. He might just be trying to hold out so they can add more pieces. But, yeah, I see them. The reason why I say that, I see them going to the NBA Finals or a conference championship game, like you said, is because LeBron historically has never not led a first-year team to the finals. Like when he first went to the Lakers, I think when they got Anthony Davis, they went to the finals either year one or year two. But every team he's been on, he's been to the finals. So I don't really see them. And this is the best team he's had since he's assembled teams. Like hands down. Like Tyrese Maxey is a better shooter than Kyrie Irving, is a better shooter than Dwayne Wade, a better shooter than Luka. If you maybe not Luka, but just again, Joel Embiid when he's healthy, a monster. But he's never had a Jaylen Brown. So that's why I want to see how they work together, because essentially they play the same position and they play the same type of basketball. But the difference is that LeBron is more of a point guard than Jaylen Brown. So I don't think he has a problem with kind of assisting more and rebounding more, as long as they're not telling him to take a back seat like how they did the Lakers. Only for them to have. That's really why he's not on the Lakers, bro. Sorry to kind of divert, but JJ Redick told him he needed to fall back and be the third person, and he fell into that role only for the two people that they were counting on to get hurt when you needed them the most, and they didn't play defense, so he had to carry that team. I would have fucking left LA too, and I would have went to a team where if that ever was to happen again, there's at least some type of youth that would be able to help carry that. So needless to say, I think that I think that they're going to end up going to the NBA Finals. They might get about 60. I think they'll get like 60 wins too. Just depends on what they do with their bench, but they do have the young boy from Alabama, LeBaron Fallon Jr. They have KCP off the bench. I think they need another center. They need another center, another person that can play center, and I think they'll be in good hands there. But shout out to the 76ers. I know a lot of people are happy. Nixon called me, left a voicemail that just said LeBron James. So and I was at work when it broke, so I couldn't really even I texted him back, but it was just funny. All right, so let's get to the NFL. But before we get to the NFL, we know what time it is. Do y'all know what time it is?
I feel like I'm at a church.
From these to degrees. And I'll put like a reverb on it or something. From these to degrees is our segment where Devontae gives us the statistics of a player and he gives us 5 hints. Devontae, take it away, sir.
All right, so same as last week. You get it in one shot, highest honors. You get it 2 shots. Is it 2 shots that's your, I think, honorable mention?
Yes.
3 shots, passing grade. 4, you're barely scraping. Need some extra credit. 5, you're just a slacker. Let's see this one. It ain't no old person.
Good.
It's not nobody from the 60s. I didn't do y'all dirty. All right, so this person played in the NFL for a while.
What is a while?
That's one.
How many years?
Probably like 13 to 15, I believe.
Okay.
The first 2 clues I'll give you, and then we'll start with the hints after, will be he played for 3 NFL franchises, and he played college for HBCU.
Jerry Rice.
God damn.
Damn, Jerry Rice?
Yo, you's a beast.
Mississippi Valley State.
Yep.
Played for the Niners, the Seahawks, and the Raiders.
Wow.
Yes, sir. I was gonna say 2 NFC teams. Damn.
Damn. Jerry motherfucking Rice, boy.
See, that's why I gotta make it a little harder. It gotta be some older people in there, so because man, he
Rice
took
is
that
old as
right off
fuck.
the.
Yeah, I'm saying
Nah. He took that off the rip though.
Going Jerry Rice age is like the perfect. Like, I mean, what's earlier than that? Well, that's the 80s, right? It's like the 80s.
Yeah, 80s into the 90s.
Yeah, I don't think we need to get into the 60s.
But my thing was, all I said was, unless they're in the Hall of Fame or were an MVP, we don't need to go 60s. Now, if they were in the Hall of Fame, I'm like, okay, then yeah, a lot of older people are in the Hall of Fame. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
Gail Sayers, shit like that,
this
right?
dude was gonna guess that. When I looked at the name, I said, "Oh, Dame's." You were the first person. I was like,
he's a Sigma frat brother.
Dave's gonna get this. Yeah,
Oh,
it was gonna be two
that.
NFC West teams, which would have narrowed it down. Won 3 Super Bowls was gonna be the next clue, and a Super Bowl MVP. And then the last one was Hold's career records for receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. If you ain't get it at that point, you just.
Well, you said HBCU, so I was trying to go. I was like, there's only a few Hall of Famers that HBCUs. So, and then you said like 13 to 15 years. So I was like, it was either gonna be Jerry Rice or Shannon Sharp before we got to hints.
Damn.
Because Sharon Sharp did go to HBCU. Yeah,
Savannah State.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, listen. Good shit, my boy.
Appreciate it.
That was fine. Trey, was you already locked in on it, or?
No, I was thinking a running back. For some reason, I thought Tony Dorsett, but then I realized he didn't go to a HBCU. But like, I was just thinking of like players that were on that list. There's a running back I feel like that went to a HBCU, but I'm not sure.
Well, I'm gonna give y'all this. Every week that we do these lists, so that was NFC West highlighted. So whatever we do next week is going to be somebody that played for one of those teams.
Whatever division we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even think of that. I was like, okay, I'm thinking college football. I'm like, all right, where'd they go to school at?
Damn, yo. I didn't even get that. Give you no hits. Dude said, Jerry Rice.
Okay, yeah, I was way off.
I want you on the buzzer that Family Feud. Damn. That boy good.
Even last week, I was like, I didn't know Priest Holmes went to Texas. I was just like, okay. All right. You said 97 to 07. I'm like, all right. Like, I'm trying to think.
Priest Holmes was my dog in Madden, bro. He was a dog. He was a dog.
Yeah, talk about torturing my team. Oh, my God, bro.
Before we get to our divisional breakdown, I just want to bring up this AJ Brown thing because I think it's important, and I think we're going to start to see the signs. We've already seen the signs, but my biggest thing is this: understanding that sometimes how people hate, like we're professional haters, right, is disguised with comedy. Like you disguise it with a joke. Like Devontae saying that Wakanda got their world from Atlantis, a joke, right? But that's a part of the hate. This hate right here is a little different because it's because this type of hate where we joke about things is just a precursor to what we're going to actually do in the future. It's like the warm-up hate. Like it's like when someone's like, you gonna wear that? And it's like, it's not a bad outfit, but if I was to wear it and I was to be taking pictures, you would start to hate on how the pictures came out.
Well, in the words of somebody from North Carolina, didn't J. Cole once say, behind every good joke is the truth?
Yes.
All good jokes contain true shit.
All good jokes contain true shit. And with that being said, we have our first clippings of AJ Brown. Listen, I am on this. This is a hate watch that I have watched brew since last year, and I know a lot of people are like, "Whoa, Jalen Hurts." I don't believe that Jalen Hurts was the problem. I think it was AJ Brown, and we're starting to see it. This is AJ Brown on Zolak and Bert Ran, however you say his fucking name. And they do their Patriots. They're like the local hour for whatever. 98.5. Bertrand. Okay, thank you.
I want to say it's Bertrand, just like Adam Schefter is Schefter, not Scheffner. But
It's Schefter, right? That's what I said. Anyways, shout out to these brothers. Unless they want smoke, we got smoke for them as well. But they interviewed AJ Brown. Here it goes.
I'm ready to go.
What are your initial impressions of Drake May to this point?
They're not really letting him throw the ball right now, so I don't really like that.
This is great.
I'm ready to go.
This is great.
What are your initial impressions of Drake May to this point?
They're not really letting him throw the ball right now, so I don't really like that.
This is great.
Not only is he already criticizing his coaches, but he's also criticizing the play calling.
Hold on. If you run that back, listen to the last words he says.
He said, I don't really like that.
I like that.
No. I think it's a precursor. Run it back, and he says, I'm ready to go. You'll hear it at the end. And they could have clipped it, but 100% he says, I don't really like that. And then there's a pause, and it says, I'm ready to go. And that's where the clip ends.
No, that's where the clip starts. The clip starts at I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I missed it there because that
was I playing it? Did y'all hear it while I was playing it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But it reminds me of when candidates are trying to, and Veep is a documentary, but it's like when candidates are trying to announce that they're running for president, and they'll say some slick shit like, "Oh, get it ready!" Like in the not documentary, the sitcom Veep. She was about to go do some 5K or some shit like that. Like, oh, I fully intend to run. Because she had got hurt right before that. It's like, oh yeah, no, I fully intend to run. And then they cut away to the secretary's office or some shit like that. They're like, this bitch, she's running for president in 2 years. Okay. That's what this reminds me of when you brought that to my attention. So.
And this is like the calm before the storm, right? We're in training camp. We're getting to know our receivers. Drake May ain't going to be throwing the ball all over the parking lot. And this is how I know this dude is so toned that he don't even realize his image. Him going to the Patriots, even though we didn't like it, that was a cleansing of him. Like, he got a fresh wash. And all he did the first time he got to speak to people was bring up some shit. He's like one of them people that always got something negative to say about something that's good. Those people are annoying as fuck, bro. Well, you could have did that a little bit better. We just won the Super Bowl. Yeah, but it didn't really feel how I thought. What do you mean? I can't wait for this to unfold. I'm going to put a prediction on there, and I'm going to say around week 8. I don't know what game that is. I don't know what week that is. But we're going to get the real A.J. Brown around week 8. That's what I'm thinking.
You generous.
I think he's going to be able to – I think him and Mike Vrabel are going to be able to kind of do the dance a little bit, right?
Okay.
Where, like, you can't really say much to me because of your scandal. And I can't really say much to you because of how I was portrayed. So we're going to do the dance until someone gets fed up, and then we're going to see the real A.J. Brown. And I think that's why I say week 8.
Okay,
I think it could be before that. It depends on if they lose a couple games because Robert Kraft ain't having none of that.
I was going to say 6, but no, that explanation makes sense. That's why you would say 8. So, yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Anyways, let's get to what we're here for, gentlemen. They were in their bag when they did that shit.
Okay,
oh my god,
they really were.
What
was Nick Cannon's conductor?
Dr. Lee. Dr. Lee.
Okay, Dr. Lee. Flight of the Bumblebee.
Flight of the Bumblebee. He thought that shit was really doing something too.
He really did, but whatever.
So we're gonna dive into our breakdown. We did the NFC. We did the AFC
West.
We did AFC West.
Yep.
We did AFC South. This week we're doing NFC West, and then we'll do NFC South. AFC. I'm sorry. We did AFC South, but we didn't do NFC South, right?
Nope.
Correct.
Okay.
I was going to suggest that we do East next week, but
NFC
that's
East.
fine. That's not. See, morale got high. See,
NFC East.
See,
I got some positive things to say about my boys, man.
That was going to be my suggestion, but
all right.
No, we can do South next week.
Okay, that's fair. So how we're gonna do this is we'll get a. I got my timer going. We'll each get 10 minutes. 10 minutes to kind of discuss your team. Within that 10 minutes, you get 5, and then the other 5 is for discussions. So, with that being said, who wants to go first?
Since Jared Rice was the answer, I'll go first because I had 49ers. I read your mind.
There you go.
I read your mind. I know. I be paying attention in class. So
there you go.
You want a fucking apple? All right. Since I'm the teacher's pet, apparently. All right.
Yeah, you the damn teacher at this point. You didn't even let me read the question. Get right.
I know, right? Quick. That was incredible.
Yeah, that was.
You got to clip that for YouTube, actually. And TikTok. You got to clip that for the short.
Yeah, and to be,
I wonder how many people would have got that. Like if I would have started reading something, because we'll never know. It's like,
actually, what you should do, and I know we're breaking the fourth wall here. What you should do is you should clip it off right before I say the answer, or you should bleep my answer,
or just even when he asked the question, and you could take video and cut it. And to be honest, I've been slacking with the videos and posting them and shit. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been on my job. I had somebody that was supposed to be doing it, but then the motherfucker went ghost. So it's back to square one, and I'm gonna have to just keep posting.
I think I got somebody
that can do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Let's talk about it off here because that's what we need, honestly. Like we breaking the fourth wall. But anyways, NFC West, we're going with the San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan, drunk driving, allegedly, 49ers.
What is a 49er, by the way?
Minor.
So back in 1849, the Californians in the Gold Rush. That's how they got the name. That's the short of it.
The gold miners.
Yeah, gold miners.
But
we can't call them
the 49er, the San Francisco gold miners. That's kind of whack. So they just call them the 49ers.
Well, we got the Washington Commanders.
I mean,
they were the Sixers.
They were the football team. I actually fuck with the football team at like I thought that was
me
cool.
too. Yeah, I did fuck with WFT.
Cool. Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Because it would have been a matter of time before we got like it could have been the Cleveland baseball team instead of the Guardians.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it would have been a hell of a running joke if we would have kept the Washington football team.
Yeah.
But anyhow, 49ers 12-5 last year. Because of a tiebreaker, they ended third in the NFC West and got railroaded by the Seahawks 41-6 in the divisional round. Like that game was over as soon as that kick return. Like whatever punt return, kick return, whatever it was, as soon as they took that shit back, I knew that game was over. But despite the fact that the 12-5 is impressive considering that their usual injury bug that they went through. Brock Purdy missed 8 games. Nick Bosa missed 14 games. George Kittle missed 6 games. Juwan Jennings missed 2 games. Ricky Pearsall, whatever, he missed 8 games. Pearsall, he missed 8 games.
Wow, Fred look Warner, at Trey.
I know, right?
I just know that because when he got shot, it was like the talk of the town. Like
yeah.
I'm only messing with you, bro.
And Fred Warner, 14 games.
To him.
And so, oh, bitch, shit. But yeah. So, despite the fact that they had all those key players missing games because of that shitty ass field over there on the West Coast, they're just pretty much a MetLife West, is what that is. That stadium is. But, plainly put. No, I mean, there's no hate there. I mean, it just is what it is. They missed a lot of games. They still made the playoffs. Just got beat badly in the playoffs. Offensive ranks. 10th in points per game. 24th in rushing yards, 18th in rushing TDs, 5th in passing yards, 4th in passing TDs, 5th in sacks allowed. So no matter who was under center, whether it was Mac Jones or Brock Purdy, they did a pretty good job in the pass game. So can't really hate them there. Defense, defensive ranks, 13th in points allowed, 11th in rush yards allowed, 8th in rush TDs allowed, 25th in pass yards allowed, 21st in pass TDs allowed, and bottom barrel 32nd in amount of sacks that they did get. So that actually surprised the fuck out of me. I honestly, and I think was Saleh still the defensive coordinator last year?
Yes, he was. But I think that's because what's his name was hurt. Nick Bosa was hurt, and Fred Warner.
And Fred Warner. Okay,
and,
Fred Warner was hurt too. Okay,
yeah,
that's fair then. That makes sense. But I was like, I did not expect that from a Robert Saleh led defense. But that's right. Bosa and Warner were both out. So who's really over there? Not really nobody. The fact that McCaffrey missed 0 games last year, mind blowing. Of all people.
that's crazy because he's the most injury prone one out of all.
Yeah.
And he was the most utilized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was he was the offense.
for real.
Yeah. But whatever, here we are. Key departures. Sky Moore left for the Cardinals. Kendrick Bourne, receiver, left for the Packers. I'm sorry, I got that mixed up. Sky Moore went to the Packers. Kendrick Bourne went to the Cardinals. Brian Robinson Jr. went to the Falcons. Jordan Elliott, D lineman, went to the Titans. Robert Bell Jr., D lineman, went to the Dolphins, and Jason Pennick, safety, went to the Giants. Key additions: 1,000-yard boy Mike Evans went to be a good addition for their pass game. Christian Kirk, wide receiver. Well,
He's hurt, right?
Yeah, I know. As soon as I read that name, I was like, did that motherfucker get hurt today or some shit like that?
Hurt day one of the training camp.
That's wild. But so he's not even important right now. Robert Jones, guard, and Nate Hobbs, cornerback. So maybe that defense it'll help that defense a little bit. But my goodness, yeah, you can't make that shit up. Christian Kirk hurt day one of practice or of training camp. And we've already talked about that head coach of theirs, Kyle Shanahan. I didn't even realize that it was the texting and driving situation. It didn't even cross my mind that it was. I just saw the headline and I was like, damn,
Yeah,
I can't really hate the way I want to. Then I forgot what university we grew up in. Yes, the fuck I can hate the way I want to. Because you mean to tell me. Now, the 49ers, they're going to be a great team, or at least a very good team. Even still, with the Rams and the Seahawks being there. Objectively, Kyle Shanahan is a good coach, but that is all he is a good coach. He's not a great coach. He's not a phenomenal coach. He does not scare me the way he does not put fear in my heart the way I would if I had to go against Sean McVay. I'm sorry. He just does not. And if it wasn't for the Cardinals being in your division, the West Coast Jets, then the San Francisco 49ers really wouldn't give two shits about you. So whatever. Kyle Shanahan is going to – you know what? Kyle Shanahan, you are the fucking NFL Donovan Mitchell. Really good in the regular season. When it's time to do some shit, and it's great. We love it. But then you get to the second round, and you're not worth shit no more. God forbid, at least Kyle Shanahan's made it to the big dance. But for what? Just to have two left feet every time he gets there? No. Don't really give a fuck about none of that shit. He's the offensive coordinator for the Falcons when they blew the Super Bowl league. And then both times he was the head coach of the 49ers when they went to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs, he blew double-digit fourth quarter leads. And also, somewhere in there, he blew a fourth quarter lead to the fucking Rams in the Super Bowl or in the conference championship or something like that. I don't know. I don't even remember. I just remember because the Super Bowls were so egregious. I think, yeah, the Rams was in there as well. And I love just hate watching Kyle Shanahan every which way because he's not fucking great. He's just really good. He gives you some good numbers. or he does some good things. He gives you his teams put up some good numbers, and then you're like, oh man, yeah, this is the guy, this is the team. No, the fuck it's not. Then you get to the playoffs, and you're like, oh well, what the fuck happened? He is who he is.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Kyle Shanahan happened. You know what? The crazy part about it is, I get it. All of your Super Bowl collapses. You lost to some of the greatest to ever play the quarterback position. But it's also like, and I'll just take the 49ers losses. I don't understand how you're up 20-10 in 2020 in the fourth quarter and you let the Chiefs come back and do that to you. And I don't even remember the Super Bowl from a few years ago. Oh, also against the Chiefs. Duh. You mean to tell me we go to overtime and you stop? We go to the second half and you stop giving McCaffrey the ball. What the fuck? You know how much of a hate watch it has to be for me to be happy that the Chiefs are winning a fucking game? That's how egregious of a hate watch it was. And the fact that it happened in overtime on the last play of the game, wow, chef's kiss. Because that's what Kyle Shanahan does. He takes his foot off the gas. You know what? I'm going to leave that punchline alone. I'm going to leave that punchline alone.
I see what
That'll
you
be
did
fire.
there.
Yeah. So
that's fire.
I said it out loud, and then I was like, nope, we're going to get banned if I continue. So I'm going to leave that punchline alone. So that's all I got.
Where do you have them? Where do you have them? Seeing their division, how tough the top three are. Where do you have them finishing in that division, and what is their ceiling for the playoffs if they do make it?
I'm trying to think of who else is.
You got the
So
Rams.
the South.
Seahawks.
Yeah, no. I know who's in the division. I'm trying to think of the rest of the conference. I know the South is only getting one. The East might get two.
East might get two.
So yeah, so the North is only getting one. So somebody's going to be the oddball out. And I think it'll be a Week 18 game to decide whether or not the 49ers and whoever the fuck they play at the end of the season to get that last playoff spot.
Yeah.
So it's a win or go home. Yeah, it's a win or go home type of situation. It might be 49ers Rams. Who gives a shit? But that's going to be the one to decide who goes home and who makes it.
So they're playing for the 7th seed, potentially wild card.
Wild card, yeah.
Yeah. I could say I have no omissions with that. I think they're Raheem Morris. Did you mention Raheem Morris is their D coordinator now?
Oh, he's the 49ers D coordinator? I thought he was the Rams for some reason.
No, he's a
okay.
Or hold on, is he? I thought he was.
I don't know.
The Rams.
No, but it says
I
Raheem
thought he was
Morris.
the Rams.
I thought it was the Rams too, but I think he's the 49ers. So who the hell is the Rams defensive coordinator? Anyways,
I think Raheem Morris is a great D coordinator.
Yeah, and I think Chris Shula.
Chris Shula.
Yeah. I think they're gonna miss the playoffs this year. They're getting old. I think their window closed. Just as an NFC watcher, they had a window like 2-3 years ago where the Packers weren't good. I mean essentially they lived up to their window. They did make the playoffs. They did go to Super Bowls. They just lost. So I can't see a resurgence. Fred Warner's getting old. Nick Bosa's still racist, which means that at some point his ACL is gonna go, right? I think they're gonna have to make a change at the quarterback position at some point. Like they're just gonna have to.
Okay,
Party's not the answer.
Yeah, so I'm so glad you said that part because I forgot to look up the clip. My bad, because there was just so much hate brewing this past week. But yeah, the clip from a couple years ago when Orlovsky was on Get Up and he was saying, when Mac Jones was still the Patriots quarterback, it was like, yo, if you put Mac Jones under Kyle Shanahan's wing onto the 49ers, Mac Jones will flourish because he'll be in a better situation. Mm-hmm. And what happened this past year? Mac Jones was on the 49ers and Brock Purdy was injured. Mac Jones kept them in some games. And Mac Jones was being a professional, being like, oh, no, like when asked about the quarterback controversy, he was like, no, this is what's his face's team? Brock Purdy's team, blah, blah, blah. It's just my job to go out there, play the game, win the games, blah, 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 keep us in a position type bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. Brock Purdy, you're assistant quarterback. I have been saying that Mr. Irrelevant shit was cute whenever the fuck it happened, but no one gives a fuck about Iowa State quarterbacks. Where's Q when you need them, bro? They don't give a fuck about people from Iowa. Like,
Right.
dead ass,
Yeah.
bro. And this dumbass name talking about some Glock Jones or Glock Purdy and Mac 10. Whatever, bro. I don't give a fuck about none of that stupid ass
Who
nickname
said that
bullshit.
nonsense? Anyway,
No, I saw that shit on my timeline one time.
that
Like
is
Glock Purdy.
crazy.
Glock Purdy and Mac 10, bro. Fuck out of here, dog.
I think outside
will
of Mike
say-
Evans, they don't really have a receiving core. Go ahead, D.
Well, I mean, yeah, the receiving core is Christian McCaffrey, who's also their running back.
And Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, and Kittle, if Kittle can be like
Healthy
available
again?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what I will say is I think if Mac would have been drafted by the 49ers, that whole franchise would look a lot different. They risked it on Trey Lance, who didn't have enough game footage, and you couldn't really understand what they were doing at that point, just to wind up with the quarterback that they should have originally got.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and he showed out. I mean, I thought he looked pretty decent last year. I mean, the fact that he was like hobbled on like one leg on top of that,
Yeah.
and he was throwing for more than what Purdy was doing,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And he was more accurate. I think he was. I think they should have stayed with him, to be honest, because Brock
And he
Purdy came back and started just fucking turning the ball over and shit.
And when Purdy came back, I think Kittle came back too.
Yeah.
Because when Mac Jones was in there, Kittle wasn't playing.
No, it was just him, Kendrick Bourne, their backup, and Jawan Jennings.
Yeah.
And
And
Christian
Jawan
McCaffrey.
Jennings was in and out too because he kept hurting his leg. So with that being said, yeah, I mean, I don't see them making the playoffs either. Ironically, I'll be the one who goes next because I would just like to point out one fact. So the team that basically took their spot were the Rams. So what I want to say is they rank dead last in sacks in the league, the 49ers.
Correct. Yeah.
Now, the Rams got a key addition. Everybody knows. So, just for a fun fact, this is more from D's to degrees. There's a player that got 23 sacks last year who had more sacks than the entire San Francisco team. He would rank number 31 as a team by himself ahead of the 49ers.
That's crazy.
Yeah. When I saw that stat, I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." So, for anybody that's listening, I have the Rams. Key departures weren't really that many. I mean, the biggest one, Tutu Atwell. Who cares? Kobe Durant. That one hurts a little bit. Darius Williams, who retired, older player. We all know how I feel about old people. Then, but the replacements, Myles Garrett for Jared Verse,
Yeah.
Trent McDuffie to replace Kobe Durant. That's solid to me. Jalen Watson to replace Darius Williams. Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie played together on the Chiefs, so they already got chemistry. So, I mean, that makes their defense a little more solid. Last year they ranked, I think in scoring, like getting points allowed was like 10th in the league. They were first in scoring points. They have 518 points on the season.
Wow.
They allowed 346. And their defense wasn't all that. I mean, the defense ranked 17th total in defense. But I don't know about you guys, but I feel like when you add somebody like Myles Garrett, that defense goes from 17th to easily like top 7 maybe. So, like, their losses last year were to the Falcons, which was weird. They lost to all playoffs teams outside of the Falcons. So 27-24 in Week 17, a game that they needed to win to kind of stay in play with the Seahawks. They lost to the Seahawks. I know me and Trey was watching that game. It was 38-37.
Yeah.
Dame, you had to be watching that too because it went into OT, right? That went into OT?
Yeah.
Which one?
The 38-37 loss that they had to the Seahawks in Week 16?
No,
They lost back-to-back.
No. I don't think it went into OT. It was
Or
just
was
a
it-
high-scoring ass game.
Yeah, I think it was a high scoring at the end.
Yeah.
So 38-37.
Yeah. Was that the
then they
2-point game?
lost.
The 2-point conversion?
Yes.
No, it was. You're right. It wasn't overtime. It
Yeah.
wasn't overtime. Yep.
The
It
Thursday
Yeah, it was a
night
2-point conversion. They
game.
went for it on. Yep.
yeah. Yep.
Then they lost to the Panthers Week 13. To that
Yeah.
point, they were 9-2. They were 9-2, bro. The only two teams they lost to previously was in Week 3 and Week 5. One was to the Eagles, 33-26, and the other one was to the 49ers, 26-23. So, with all that being said, their total loss, like, by points to those 5 teams were 4, 7, 3, 10, 17 points total.
That's crazy.
Wait,
17 points total.
You said the loss of the Falcons confused you?
Yeah, the loss to the Falcons confused me just because they really needed to win that game.
Well, here's my thing.
That was a
right?
crazy ass game, bro.
It was.
It was a primetime game. And for some reason, the Falcons turn into the fucking greatest show on turf when it's primetime and they got to put them red helmets on. Also, because the Falcons had to give up whatever the fuck to the Rams for that pick that ended up going to Ty Simpson anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Falcons was like, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the James Pierce or the Jalen Walker pick, whichever one it was that the Falcons traded up for last year to get, that was the Rams pick this year. So it's like, I'm pretty sure there was a chip on their shoulder where they're like, no, we have to prove why we traded up to get this guy on defense. And the Falcons had a top 10 defense last year. So that would be my guess. Plus it was primetime.
Yeah, I mean, we all know that Bijan shows up during those games, and then the next week he plays like trash.
Runs for 20 yards.
Yeah, bro, that shit pissed me off. Anywho, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt. It just
no, you good.
Connect those dots.
Those good statistics, though. I mean, because the Ty Simpson thing was one of the things I was just about to bring up. They wasted their first round pick on Ty Simpson
from the Falcons
just to not play. So with all these departures, granted their offense is pretty solid. I mean, you got you still got Devontae Adams, you got Puka Nacua, you got Matt Stafford, you got Tyler Higbee,
Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams. And then you got my boy from Michigan,
Blake Corum.
Blake Corum. Like, their offense is stacked. And then they just loaded up with more tight ends. So, in order to replace Tutu Atwell, they got a physical receiver, which didn't make sense to me, but, it is what it is. C.J. Daniels out of Miami is probably going to be their third receiver. He had like 7 touchdowns last year for Miami, who went to the championship and notoriously lost, as Dame has pointed out over and over again, that it is the quarterback's fault. They also got Max Clare from Ohio State, and they got some guy named Keegan Trost from Mizzou. He's a lineman, so he has to be good because he's coming from one of those schools that they're not known for anything else but linemen. So, overall, I think they're probably going to end up going, I say 13-4. And I think they're going to be first in the division. Because Adam Miles Garrett, they were 47 sacks last year. That's 7th in the league. Out of those 47, Jarrett Verse had 7.5. So now hold on. Let me do you guys a solid and kind of, this defense, the defensive line alone is scary. So, Kobe Turner, Poona Ford, who I know he's good because I watched him play on the Chargers. Brandon Fisk is
he's pretty good.
A run stopper. Yeah, he's good.
He's pretty good.
Byron Young. And that's just basically will linebacker, right edge, nose tackle, and left edge. You add, like, that specialty linebacker or slot linebacker and Myles Garrett and put him on the line, It's night for anybody. You're not running the ball at all. So like to me, and then you got to look at it like this. Look at Myles Garrett motor when he was playing for the Browns. The Browns historically was going 3 and out. You give him a team that he's gonna have rest. Oh, you guys are all set, bro. You guys are all set. So the Rams is gonna win this division easily. They're probably gonna be the number 1 seed because the Seahawks are gonna take a step back. I don't care what nobody says because they lost Kenneth Walker. And they're gonna have that Super Bowl slump. There's no way.
I'm glad you said that. I can't wait to prove that point so wrong. Go
All
ahead.
right. Well, I mean, we'll see when it's February and they're not playing.
Neither are the Rams. Rams ain't going to the Super Bowl.
Rams have overlived like every expectation that they had. They've surpassed that. Remember when they traded for all those picks years ago? Mm-hmm. And they traded all their picks away to get all these old players, and then everybody said, "Oh, they're going to be washed now because those old players are gone, and they don't have the picks for it." And guess what they did? Still produced, made it to the playoffs, and still followed through with NFC Championship appearances or deep playoff runs. So I don't put
drafting well. They drafted very well. Extremely well.
Well, no, outside of Ty Simpson, unless I get proven wrong 4 or 5 years down the line, because we won't know until then.
They drafted Kyron Williams. They drafted Blake Corum. They drafted Puka. They drafted
their tight ends are ridiculous.
They drafted Jared Verse, and he was very good. They drafted Kobe Turner, I believe.
They drafted Kobe Parkinson. Or Terrence Ferguson. Terrence Ferguson, which was the tight end.
And Brandon Fisk, right? I believe Brandon Fisk. So they draft well. That's kind of what they bank on. Like, they gave up all those first round picks and they drafted very, very well. So, yeah.
So I me personally, I think they're going to be first. I mean, once again, 47 sacks, 7th in the league last year. The Browns were 53 sacks, 3rd in the league. So you just took a player that you gave them a player that did 7.5 sacks and got a player that got 23, and you put him on this line. You're going to produce big numbers. So for me, I can see them winning the division and probably being the number 1 seed because I don't know anybody in the NFC that's going to do what they're about to do. This could be scary if they're healthy.
Yeah. I think the Rams. I agree. I think the Rams are gonna. I think they're gonna do well. Receivers, they're kind of light. Like when you really think about it, outside of Puka, Devontae Adams, if he gets hurt, I mean Puka. If he's not out there biting bitches, like he might take a mental health. If he's not doing streams with Aiden Ross and going around biting people, he'll be good. But you got to remember, he had to take a mental health break at some point because he was doing a bunch of nut shit. Like, so you got to account for human behavior. But
yeah, but let me ask you this though: who was he throwing the ball to last year that they had the number 1 in points? It's the same squad. They just lost Tutu.
He definitely was thrown to Devontae Adams in the red zone.
But that's what I'm saying. He still has Devontae Adams. He has Puka Nacua. He still has Jordan Whittington. He still has all 3 tight ends, and they added another one with the 2nd-round pick. And then they replaced Tutu with 5th-round pick, I think it was, and that C.J. Daniels from Miami, a big physical receiver. So I think they're – I don't know, man. Like, I don't see the point production going down, and I see the defense getting a lot better.
Yeah. Sean McVay's a genius too, so I think he'll find a way to put it together. All right, so on that note, I'm covering the Seattle Seahawks. So I'm glad Devontae had mentioned something about Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker was great. But there's a man by the name of Jadarian Price who the Seattle Seahawks added. I did a little bit of scouting. I watched over 40, and let me not embellish. I watched about 25 minutes worth of film on this kid. And he looks like a younger version of Kenneth Walker, which is why I think they drafted him. He looks like a younger version of Kenneth Walker. He's as fast. His NFL comps, when you look at the comparables, his comparable grade was to Jahmyr Gibbs and Breece Hall and Kenny Walker. His comp is Tony Pollard. So what they're saying is he'll be a Tony Pollard type back, which is essentially what Kenneth Walker is, but just a little bit more wiggle. But also, I kind of did just looking at what their offensive needs. He's going to get thrusted into that 1 or 2 spot because Charbonnet is hurt. So we're going to get to see early what he looks like and what he gives us versus maybe Jeremiah Love. He might not play as much as he probably should, rightfully so. Offensively, they still have Sam Darnold. They still have JSN. They still have Cooper Kupp. Rashid Shaheed came late through a trade, and they kind of used him as a special teams guy, but I was seeing reports about how they're going to try to implement him more in the offense, which the fuck they should. I don't know. Last year I was very confused why he wasn't getting the ball. He wasn't getting any looks, so I think this year he's going to get a lot more looks. And I think if you have those three with A.J. Burner, however you say his name, I think that can be a lethal combination for Sam Darnold. One thing we got to put in account about Sam Darnold is that Sam Darnold played tremendous last year. And people don't have him ranked what he should be because they said it was the system. They said it was Clint Kubiak. Maybe it was. We're going to find out this year because they do have a new offensive coordinator, and his name is Brian Fleury. And his background is that he served as a tight end coach and a run game coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. And I'm assuming he roots in Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. So go figure. Everyone's from the Shanahan tree at this point, right? And I believe he's going to try to implement more of the tight ends. They're not going to do as much as – they'll still have their big plays, but they're going to focus – kind of rooted on what Mike McDonald wants to do, which is ground and pound and then beat you over the top, right? But offensive line stats, which I want to bring up, which was one of their strengths, their offensive line ranked 11th last year. And these were some stats that I found online through, I don't remember the website, but it was credible. They were talking about just like the run game, how frequent opening holes happen, what was the block rate, and they ranked 26th in the rushing game for opening holes. So they were not opening holes for their running back. That running back was not getting the space to or the wiggle room. So even though they were great pass protection wise, they were not great when it came to the run. They were 9th in passing, 17th in touchdowns. Second in yards per attempt, and this was big, right? They were second in yards per attempt, and they averaged 8.4 yards per play, per pass attempt, and they only ranked behind the Patriots, who were number 1. They were second ranked in the most 40-yard receptions, so they're still going to have those same deep threats, behind the Cowboys, who were number 1, right? They had 2,000 yards in rushing, and they ranked 9th in touchdowns. 24th ranked with yards per carry with 4.1. So when we're talking about Kenneth Walker was getting big runs, but his yards per carry were not significant. He was 17th. He was the 17th ranked running back in the league last year. He ran for 1,000 yards. Chardonnay ran for 730. So a lot of that running game was the combination of both of them. And with that gone, we're going to see how that works out. But to debunk Devontae's point about Kenneth Walker was a threat. But Kenneth Walker was not as big of a threat as he has been with that offense, which is why they let him go. Sure.
Yeah, Professor Trey, let me ask you a question. Because with that being said, you also said that they were splitting carries, which half the time we saw Charbonnet on the field. It's equivalent to Algier and Bijan Robinson. or Bajan, however he wants to pronounce his name, because that one is an actual one. You saying Burner or Barner or whatever, those confuse me all the time. I don't know how you be messing these people's name up like that.
Barner,
but,
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
But they were splitting carries. So for him to be productive, one, who leaves a Super Bowl winning team as a starter?
That means what that tells me is that they didn't see the value of you to want to pay you again. And we know that it's not a running back league, but it kind of is. They're going to tell you it's not, but it is. If you're worth the money, they're going to keep you. But they felt like because the production they got from Charbonnet, that they can find someone else to complement those yards. So they might not be a 2,000-yard rushing team this year, but they won't fall off tremendously because they weren't getting a lot of those rushing yards from the jump. Like they were 26th in the ability to open holes, and that was a metric that was based off of I think it was based off how long the running back had until the holes were closed, and it wasn't a lot of time. 26.
Who won the Super Bowl?
The Seahawks did.
No. Who won the Super Bowl for them?
Who won them the Super Bowl? Their defense, which I haven't gotten to yet, but their defense did.
Nah.
And their defense includes Leonard Williams, DeMarcus Lawrence, Ernest Jones, Devin Witherspoon, Nick Amanawari. I don't know how to pronounce his name. And Byron Murphy II. They lost Tariq. Fuck is his name? They lost their cornerback Tariq.
Wooten or Woolen?
Yeah. They lost Woolen. He's gone, and I want to say they got a couple additions at linebacker, but nothing significant. So you asked me who won the Super Bowl for them, and I'm going to tell you the defense because the defense was ranked 6th total defense. They allowed 285 yards per game, 31 touchdowns allowed. They were 10th in passing defense, and they were 3rd in rush defense, only behind the Broncos. And who was number one, Dame?
The Jags.
The Jags. They were only behind those two, and it wasn't really far off. They were the number one scoring defense, and they allowed 17.2 points per game. They had a 50% defensive red zone rate, which meant anytime they were in a red zone, it was a 50-50 chance that the other team was scoring. That's tremendously higher than most of the other teams. And they were first in third down defense with 32%. So the defense was historic. It wasn't Legion of Boom, but some of the categories that they ranked in, they did really, really well, and Mike McDonald seems to be a defensive genius. So if you're asking me who won the Super Bowl for him, I don't think it was the offense. I think it was the defense, but you can't give anybody on defense unless you're Myles Garrett or like a significant player. You're not going to give them the MVP. It's going to go to an offensive player. Although Kenneth Walker did play his ass off, he balled the fuck out, which is not questionable because I fuck with him. Just kind of understanding that their offense was not their strong suit. They kind of balanced it with the run and the pass. And this year, if you're asking me where do I have them ranked, what do I see them doing, I see them finishing second in the division because there's obviously gonna be some tail off. But I don't think that they're not gonna make the conference championship game. I think the Seahawks, if you're asking me, honestly, I think it's going to be the Seahawks and the Cowboys. But that's just me. But if we're being realistic, then we can say the Rams. And you know what's funny is outside of that, I think they played the Rams 3 times, right?
Yeah, they played them in the NFC Championship game.
Didn't they beat the brakes off the Rams, or am I tripping?
No, it was 27-31.
Yeah, they beat the brakes off them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They beat the brakes off them.
Yeah, 27-31 is a beat the brakes off of somebody.
But the other two games were close. Yeah, no, it definitely is, considering that the Rams were one of the top scoring offenses and they only scored 20 points, which kind of attests to why
it was 27-31.
Oh, you said 20? I thought you said 20-31. My fault.
27.
My fault,
Man,
my bad.
he be withholding information when it doesn't benefit his stats.
No, I thought it was. I thought you said 20. So all their games were close last year. Actually, no, I'm looking.
You really don't think that the Kenneth Walker not re-signing isn't going to affect you?
Nope.
He
because
had
I watched. Go ahead.
282 yards receiving.
Okay.
Right. 85% catch rate out of the backfield. A lot of Sam Darnold's stuff was to Charbonnet and him swing routes out of the backfield, screen routes out of the backfield. If you can get 1,000 yards rushing, splitting carries, plus you're receiving, you're a receiving back, and then you could say the Super Bowl, yeah, the defense did their job and they held the score low, right? But it was also against an offensive line that we all said couldn't block for Drake May at all. The only answer that Seahawks had on offense was Kenneth Walker. There was nobody else. I mean, by himself, I think they said he was going to set a record at one point. It was 161 scrimmage yards by himself.
Yeah. To that
Charbonnet
point,
didn't do nothing.
No, he didn't. But to that point, you're naming one game which Kenneth Walker showed up in, like, which is the biggest game of the career, which I get. Crazy. But if you're talking about a full season, like if I'm an NFL GM, I'm not gonna pay Kenneth Walker big money if I can find people that will split his carries and I have someone who's younger that can replace him. And when I watched Jadarian Price, because you didn't hear a lot about him, but he didn't start. Like, to your point, right? He didn't start in college. Jeremiah Love did. He still ran for 630 yards that season. He didn't start.
Saying.
They didn't, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying to you is the running back who's going to start in Seattle, he did not start.
Yeah, no, he was back up for Notre Dame.
And he still ran for 630 yards. So if he got the same production that Jeremiah Love had, he would have had he probably would have had double, or if not, he would have been 1,000-yard rusher.
That's
he only had
1,500.
He only had 1,500 yards rushing in his career. So
you have two backup running backs as your starter. One of them is your starter. Technically, yes.
I think you're missing the point. What I'm saying is he's not a backup. That's my point. He's not a backup.
Trey.
He was a backup, but he's not a backup player, which is why he was drafted in the first round.
Well, let me. One, they said the running back room wasn't that big, which is why this never been seen with two running backs from the same school getting drafted in the first round.
But if you're a backup running back and they don't see you as a star potential, then they're not going to draft you in the first round, because why do we need to draft running backs when running backs aren't valuable anyways? And we're going to have to pay you big time money in the first, because you're a first round draft pick.
My deal with this is, so you take, we always constantly saying, oh, you don't want these kids to hit the transfer portal. Iron sharpens iron, right? You couldn't beat Love in the backfield, so you're a backup.
What do you mean you couldn't beat Love in a Jeremiah Love is a generational talent, and he didn't leave to go nowhere else to play.
So you have two technically two backups as your starter. You know what this reminds me of? If I'm not tripping, I mean, granted, it's a little different because you have Derrick Henry, right? Derrick Henry left. Tennessee let him walk. What did they replace him with? Tony Pollard and TJ Spears. So what are you guys doing? Kind of the same. It's the same deal. You took your starter, and granted, you can't really compare Derrick Henry to those, but you took your starter and saying, oh, I'm going to replace it with two backs. And is that working out in Tennessee? Not really.
So let me read this for you just to kind of put it in perspective. 2025. Because I understand what you're saying, but I also, Jeremiah Love ran for 1,300 yards with 199 yards per attempt, right? Generational.
No, there's no way.
Huh?
There's no way. You read that wrong. 199 yards per attempt is crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's
My fault. 6.9 yards per carry. He had 199 attempts. He ran for 1,300 yards, right? He had 18 touchdowns. Jadarian Price, who didn't start, he had 113 rushing attempts and had 674 yards, 6 yards per carry. You know what that tells me? That tells me if you gave him the ball, he's not going to be Jeremiah Love. But if you gave him the ball and he played on any other team that wasn't Notre Dame, he would have been a star. The only reason why he wasn't a star was because he played behind a great player. So my point is, yes, he couldn't beat Jeremiah out. But that's like saying, well, I don't know who's in a situation where they were better than the starter. Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes couldn't beat out fucking Alex Smith, but he ended up being a better quarterback than him. So it's like, yes, you can be playing behind someone that has more opportunities to you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that your potential is going to be greater than theirs. And this system is going to be beneficial more to Price than it would be Love in his situation.
How much did they change that offensive line? Because here's my thing to you. Because you can throw any stat that you want, but there's always information that could rebuttal that. So you're also talking about Notre Dame line that was ranked number 9 in the country. So last time I checked, you just said the offensive couldn't block. The offensive line wasn't helping out the running back. So when you tell me that, oh, well, this guy is doing generational numbers, and then you have another guy behind him that's kind of averaging basically 0.9 underneath him. He was behind the number 9 line in the country. You're not walking into that. You just said that. You said they were good at passing, but not at run blocking. So now what I'm trying to tell you is, what does that lead you guys to? So I don't think it's an easy replacement as what you guys think. Plus, that translation in from the NFL into from the college into NFL is different. You don't know what you're really going to get. We've seen high talents fizzle out real fast too. I hope it's not like that for that guy. I hope he's like a Josh Jacobs or something, because those guys were also behind star players, but you don't know. I think Kenneth Walker is going to hurt more than what you guys think, or what you would think is going to.
I don't think so. Kenneth Walker was hurt a lot last year too. So it's like, at the end of the day, like, you're going to the Chiefs where they aren't run heavy. So you might have a better opportunity. You might have a better opportunity for that, like for him to be successful, because they're not run heavy. They're not going to force the ball. And Kenneth Walker is more of he's a receiving back, but also he's a mix. Like he can do a little bit of both, but he's a really good receiving back. Whereas Jadarian Price is not. He's more of he can catch the ball. He's made catches. He runs out the backfield, but he is a running back, like a runner's runner. Like when you look, like watching him was like, okay, this dude is what a running back looks like in the NFL, playing as a backup at Notre Dame. I just think. And to your point, yeah, we don't know the line, but we know that Jeremiah Love is going to the Cardinals, and the Cardinals are ass. So if he has a terrible season, does that mean that he wasn't worthy to be the pick he was because the line was terrible? No. That just means that the situation he was put in was terrible. So if Jadarian Price gets there and he shits the bed and he's not running for whatever the case is, then that's cool, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's not a number one worth of a talent that can replace Kenneth Walker, because Kenneth Walker was only 4.1 yards per carry. Like
that was never the argument, though. My argument was that it's going to be a lot harder to replace Kenneth Walker. You're kind of leading right into what I was saying. You're just saying, "Oh,
it's not though. It's not." Damn,
am I tripping on this, or is he not saying the same thing I'm saying? He's just saying, "Well, you're gonna have to blame the line because, like, if Jeremiah Love didn't have this." That's what I'm trying to say.
My point to that was you saying that because he played behind the number 9 ranked offensive line at Notre Dame and only ran for 630 yards, he was the backup. But that didn't mean that he's not an NFL talent. That's my point. And then to rebuttal that, well, if Jeremiah Love goes and plays and rushes for less yards than Price does that mean Price was better than Love?
No,
like, what is the comparison?
Time out, because you're switching the narrative.
I'm not.
This one. No. Yes, because I'm not saying. I said that he's a backup. He was a backup on a star team with a star line. I never said that he wasn't going to be good. I actually said the opposite. I said I hope he's actually really good, kind of like how Josh Jacobs was a backup for a while. Now, what I'm saying is you're saying that Kenneth Walker is going to be easy to replace because he's Kenneth Walker-like, but then in the same breath, you're saying he's more of a running back where this guy's a receiving back, but the comparables are him as Kenneth Walker or other receiving backs. So if he's not a receiving back, he's going to be catching swing routes and screens like what they were doing, unless that line gets better. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think it's going to be an easy replacement. This guy has 4 years of NFL experience to this guy having one, and is basically going to get thrown into like a starter role, especially if Charbonnet is hurt. And we don't know how that's going to work out. That's why I said I don't think they're going to be as good as what we all think they are. There's going to be a little slump. Cooper Kupp's going to get older, and they didn't really do nothing during that Super Bowl either.
No,
those receivers with JSN being hurt, the Seahawks could not move that ball at all outside of Kenneth Walker.
But they also didn't rely on Rashid Shaheed at all. So
yeah, they missed a couple deep balls with him when they tried to link up.
They didn't have any plays for him. The only thing they did was tell him, "Hey, yo, get in the game and return kicks." Oh, okay,
no,
we're
that's
gonna
not
give
true.
you. Not true. He didn't do shit in the Super Bowl. What do you mean that's not true?
They missed him on a couple big throws. Go watch the Super Bowl again. I promise you I'm right. There was a couple where they were supposed to link up, and they just basically without arm's reach. Christian Gonzalez was guarding him. And now if I'm naming specific names, you know that I know what I'm talking about.
That doesn't negate what I'm saying. I understand what you're saying. They miss plays, but what I'm saying is if JSN goes out and your only receiver is Rashid Shaheed, and he had 2 targets out of anything. He had 5 targets and he had 2 catches. You know who had just as much as him? AJ Barner, the tight end. Cooper Kupp had 12 targets and 6 catches. So my point is they didn't run plays for Kenneth Walker had one he had 1 less catch than Rashid Shaheed.
Now, let me ask you something. Isn't this the same quarterback, or am I tripping? I was seeing Ghost out there at one point when a real defense kind of gets up against him. Then all of a sudden he kind of choked up, which is why they were running the ball.
Don't really matter. He won the Super Bowl, and he didn't throw an interception.
Yeah, okay. All right, let's go to the Cardinals.
He won the. How could you be seeing Ghost if you won the Super Bowl and you didn't throw any interceptions? You didn't turn the ball over. You got sacked 1 time. What are we saying here?
All I'm saying is that your receivers didn't show up in that time, so you're counting on your running backs. That's what exactly won you that Super Bowl. It was not the quarterback, which I've been saying for the last few weeks, but everybody keeps saying Sam Darnold's this great hope because he was great during the regular season. He led them. He was a game manager. He was not the star of that team. And I've been saying that. Kenneth Walker won them that Super Bowl, along with the defense. 100%. You can give me all the numbers you want with how many yards he passed for, but essentially it's Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott can pass for a bunch of yards. Justin Herbert can pass for a bunch of yards. But guess what? No running, you ain't winning. Because when the game mattered, who did they put the ball? Who did they give the ball to?
They ran the ball 27 times. Absolutely. Yes, and what I'm saying to you is that the running back that they have can do the same shit. That's my whole point. That's been my whole point. Is he can do the same thing that this guy can do.
Okay.
That's literally what I said, and you said, "Well, it's going to be hard to replace." Also, he's not Kenneth Walker, but he's the same type of running back as Kenneth Walker.
No, you said that. And you said he's not.
I'm telling you that he's the same. They compared him to Kenneth Walker, and I said he does not catch as well as him, but their comparables is to Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker in the Super Bowl had 20 yards and 135 rushing yards. So if I'm telling you that this running back is comparable to Kenneth Walker, if Kenneth Walker could run for 135 yards, they're saying that this running back has the same capability to do the same shit in the same type of offense, even if it's 4.4 yards per carry. If you give him the ball 20-something times, he can produce just as well as Kenneth Walker. That's why they let him go. That's the same thing. Kenneth Walker wasn't a passing threat in the Super Bowl. He had 2 catches for 20 yards. He didn't do shit in the catching yard in the passing game. He did all his work in the running game, which is what I said. This running back is a running back's running back. He can do the passing things, but if you need him to run the ball, he can run the ball. And if he has the same opportunities, he can do the same shit. That's what I've been saying this whole time. And you're telling me about Kenneth Walker. Yes, he won the game running the ball. He didn't win the game catching the ball. If he won the game catching the ball, that would be completely different. But because he's older and he's getting hurt, they're not going to expect him to keep doing the same shit because he's just going to keep getting hurt. Why did he get traded to the Chiefs? Because he's not going to have to run the ball. They're going to pass him the ball.
He didn't get traded.
Sorry, he went to the Chiefs. He went to the Chiefs because they weren't going to pay him the money. That's my point.
Okay, you got it. You got it, Juice.
Yeah. Anyways, the Cardinals fucking stink.
I know I'm not tripping on this one, so.
No, you're not. But I mean,
you literally. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you go on your rant.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused. I didn't prove any point. I literally just gave you the exact comp that the dude was, and you kept saying that they're gonna miss him. Well, if they're giving them,
okay. You literally, when I said Kenneth Walker is gonna be a big part. Oh, I'm glad you said that because that's not true. And then when I'm rebuttaling what you're telling me, you're saying, no, I'm saying he's the same. And I'm saying, I think they're going to miss him a little more because you're putting in a running back that you don't really know what you're getting. Everybody can have comparables. That don't mean you're going to turn out to that. I literally just said...
So we can also say Kenneth Walker could go to the Chiefs and blow his fucking knee out. And he's not... Like, what are we talking... If we're talking about... We're all talking in hypotheticals. You just gave me a whole hypothetical.
Well, no.
How they're going to miss Kenneth Walker. I'm telling you based off of the numbers... Based off of the numbers and what his combine was, I'm giving you the stats of what his comparables are. Of course, I don't fucking know if he's gonna be good or not, but based off of what they've seen, what I've seen, and what people are saying and reporting, that he is the replacement. That's my point. Of course, he can go there and he can be terrible, but so can Kenneth Walker. It could be the same shit. So I don't know why we're doing like the hypothetical thing. If I'm telling you
it's not a hypothetical. All I said was in the beginning, I said, I don't think they're going to be as good as what we think because Kenneth Walker is gone. And you said, no, that's not true. Am I wrong? That was exactly what he said. I'm glad you brought that up because
that is what I said.
Is that not hypothetical too? Like, so you're giving me a hypothetical. I'm telling you you bring out his facts of him running for 600 yards and 6.0 yards a carry or 1,600 yards per attempt, like how you originally said. And then when I tell you, he's behind the 9th ranked line, then the stats kind of shift a little bit. He's behind the 9th national ranked line. But then when you use Kenneth Walker, no, hold on. When you use Kenneth Walker, you said he's behind the line that couldn't block like that, but they were good at the pass. So like you're knocking one, but then the other one you're like, well, he's going to be able to run, and that's not true.
Are we gonna just discount the fact that he didn't start or nah? Because if we're gonna discount that he didn't start and he was behind the 9th ranked line, then cool. He didn't run for as much yards as he could have because he got less carries. What is that what you're saying? I'm confused.
No. Because being behind the 9th ranked line is what helps produce those. So like the same way you said, Jeremiah Love, if he gets behind the Cardinals and their ass and he has a bad season, does that mean he's bad? No. But the line also dictates a lot of stuff what you do. So like you take Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty could have probably done a lot better if he was on a different team. But the fact that he's on the Raiders and their line wasn't that great, it produced lower numbers. Do I think he's any less? No.
Put it like this. If you watch Ashton Jeanty play football, would you say he was good or a bad running back?
No shit, I would say he was good.
Okay, if you watch Jeremiah Love play running back, would you say he was a good or a bad running back?
You know they're good.
So have you watched? Hold on. Have you watched this dude run the ball, Jadarian Price? Have you watched any of his?
I watched Notre Dame.
So would you say he's a good running back or a bad one? Or
I never
okay
said
one?
he wasn't a good running back. What I'm trying to tell you is I think Kenneth Walker is a hard replacement. That's all I was saying. You went on this rant of how Jadarius Price was going to be basically like an answer that would get them to like the number 2 seed. All I was saying is I don't agree with that. That was it. That was literally all I was saying. I think Kenneth Walker is more of a thing. And then you get into this whole thing, you start screaming, shouting, and saying, I just don't agree with it.
If you're telling me that he's going to be a hard person to replace, and I'm telling you that the stats in the eye test in the comp of this dude is comparable to what this dude can do in the NFL and his projection of it, I'm confused to how that
You're giving me stats from college of a guy who was behind the 9th ranked national line.
Why do you? I'm
That's
confused
a lot
why you keep
different.
saying that. Like I'm confused why you keep saying.
Bro, we all know. Like if everybody that plays football knows that the line controls everything, whether it's defense or it's offense. The tone is set right there. I don't give a damn about no QB, no nothing, because we watched it with Drake May. Drake May has arm talent. Drake May can run the ball, but without no line, he couldn't do nothing.
Well, guess what? Tom Brady.
Same thing with Sam Darnold, right?
Tom Brady's line and Sam Darnold had a good passing line. That line was good.
Okay,
as a passing
exactly.
line.
But when he was playing for the Jets and when he was playing for all those other teams like the Panthers and stuff, when he got passed around, were they good?
We're just
and it made him look like.
And we're just going to say that's based off the line, right? That's what we're saying. Because that's completely. That's wrong. That's like absolutely wrong. Who was his coach?
Okay.
What was the schemes? When he played for the Vikings for a good coach for the first time in his career, what did he do?
Behind a good line. The
Vikings line was good?
Okay, go look it up, Trey.
I'm asking you because you're saying behind a good line.
The Vikings line was good, yes.
Okay, so he played with a good coach and a good offensive line. That's great, right? Last year he played with a decent offensive line and a great coach, and that created the results. I don't know. Just because the line isn't good doesn't dictate how we can view the player. Barry Sanders had no line, and we knew Barry Sanders was a great running back despite having no line. Tom Brady, when they won the Super Bowl, he had 2.4 seconds to throw the ball, and they won the Super Bowl. So despite having a bad offensive line, he also had good coaches. So that's why I'm confused why you keep saying if the offensive line doesn't block. If he's good, he's going to look good or not. Ashton Genty's line, ass. And guess what? Ashton Genty still looked good last year, even though he didn't do numbers that he could have done. That's my point. So if I'm looking at this person play, I can say, hey, he's good despite if the line is good or not, or if the coaching is good or not. You know why? Because as a running back, all you have to do is run the ball. And we can tell if you're good. Are you hitting holes? Are you trying to do something? Do you have wiggle? How do you cut? Can you catch? That's all I'm saying, and that's all I've been saying. If I'm watching this dude play, then I can tell you that he looks just like him. If you watch some of his film, watch 10 minutes, he looks exactly like Kenneth Walker in the college body. So I can only tell you he can't get worse. Maybe. But he's not. That's his form. He played behind a guy who was fucking disgusting. He stayed there. He didn't even leave. If I'm not mistaken, he wasn't even in the senior year. So he could have went to another school or stayed another year and played again. I don't know if that's right or not, but I'm just saying the talent that he had is NFL talent, and it's starting running back NFL talent. Enough for people to say your comp is starting running backs and the person you're replacing. That's all I've been saying. You're talking about offensive line, so I'm bringing you stats, but I'm also telling you the eye test, this dude looks good, and he can. Okay, cool.
I didn't say anything about offensive line until you said something about his college stats, and that's when I brought up the fact that he's playing. One, you brought up their line, and you said that they don't have no running room. You said their offensive line rushing was not good. Then when you brought up his stats is when I said, well, he's rushing behind the 9th ranked offensive line in the country. So his stats are going to be a little different. You can run the ball as much as you want. If you don't have a line that's going to create a sliver for you, you ain't doing shit. Period. Nothing's going to happen. You can put fucking Derrick Henry back there, and I already know. You can put Derrick Henry back there, And it ain't gonna make a difference. You can't run the ball if you don't have nobody blocking for you. This ain't the day of old. This is a whole new type of style. So all I'm saying is like the offensive line does dictate a little bit of that. Him being behind the 9th ranked line compared to him being behind the line that we're not sure about with the run, but they're good on the pass. That dictates a lot of stuff. That's why I'm saying I think it's just gonna be a little harder. Do I think they'll make it to the playoffs? Yes. Do I think it's gonna be like easy like last year? No. I think they're going to have a fall off. It's not going to be no 13-4 season.
No, I don't think so either. I think they'll lose 6 or 7 games.
That's all I'm trying to say is that the drop off is going to be there. Kenneth Walker was known for that team as far as those big like 50-yard screens and stuff. You can count on that. We don't know what to expect with this because Charbonnet is going to be splitting carries with this dude the same way Kenneth Walker had to split carries. How is that shit going to work out in the backfield? Nobody knows. And comparables in college compared to NFL is night and day. The game speed is different. We don't. I hope the guy does good because he is nice. I've watched him. I think he's good. There's a reason why he got picked for 31st or 32nd overall, but. We don't know. I think it's going to be harder to replace Kenneth Walker than everybody thinks.
That's fair.
Chill out, my brother. Don't be getting so hot.
I'm not getting hot. I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying, but I get it now.
I do, but I don't think you're understanding me either.
No, I do.
Like,
I do.
Just kind of like.
I'm just basing it off of.
And Dave's just laughing.
I'm basing it off of like if he can be the replacement, yes or no. Yes, I think he can. Will he? Who knows? But can he? Yes. That's my point. Will he do it? There's so many variables that tie into that what you listed. But can he do it? Absolutely. He has the talent to do so, and he looks just like him. So that was my point the whole time. But I also understand it might be hard because there's other you lose your offensive coordinator. He's gone. The same person that was calling plays for this dude, even though I think he was only there for 1 year or 2 years, he's gone. So it doesn't really matter. So it could be a completely different system, completely different run styles, completely different that could work or not work. So that ties into it. But just looking at the dude, yes, he can. Will he? Who knows? Dame, close us out.
I think it's hilarious that y'all both went around the same point, agreed like 3 different times just to get back to the same original points.
That's where you're supposed to interject, bastard.
This is our friendship, though. When we coached together, we did the same thing.
I'm supposed to interject? You want me to interject in between all that?
Yes, the voice of reason.
Because voice of reason, okay. But if I interject on one side, it's going to be like, but, no, fuck that, because you didn't think. Okay, then I go to the other side. You're like, no,
you might think so. No, we don't. So like you might bring a valid point in it that we kind of like. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, how often does that happen?
A lot,
rare,
actually.
but
see, exactly. Y'all not even on agreement on that. That's my point.
Well, he said he lied when company here or not. I'm telling you the truth.
So why would I do that? Why would I do that? So. My point was proven in less than 60 seconds. Cardinals are ass. You were saying.
This shit should just be Trey versus Devontae this episode because you done got at me over DC and.
No, man.
Do we even need to talk about the Cardinals, even though they're ass?
Nah, we just talked about Jeremiah Love. That's all they got. They saving for the number one pick.
Jeremiah Love, Trey McBride. We'll see what they do. We don't know what the fuck.
Trey McBride.
Don't know why Tyler Algier went over there.
He went over there because he thought he was gonna get a fucking starting job, and that's
because James Conner might get it.
Yeah, James Conner is also over there. Forgot about that guy.
Well, James Conner tore his ACL or something like that, so Algier went over there in hopes that. He would start and share carries with James Conner, but they drafted Jeremiah Love. Fucking idiots. What a waste of a talent. That's going to be fucking...
Oh, while we're talking about the Cardinals, I forgot. Fuck ass. Carson Beck, bro.
Yeah,
it's not completed the pass past 5 yards at training camp yet.
Yeah.
Ass, bro. It's just fucking ass, bro. I've been saying that shit from episode 1. I've had to watch this shit when he was in Athens. Ass. That's all I got about the Cardinals, bro.
And Marvin Harrison Jr. is dropping passes like it's nobody's business. And I feel
I think
bad.
him and Quentin Johnson switch hands.
Pretty much. And they got Nathaniel Hackett. It could only get worse than that.
Mitsubishi Marv, bro. That's what the fuck he is, bro.
And
not
they just
Maserati.
paid Jacoby Brissett $15 million. Like, that shit is a dumpster fire.
You're right. They the West Coast Jets, bro. That shit is ass.
That's what I was trying to tell you. What's the ranking for the NFC West? You got Rams, Seahawks, 49ers.
Niners and Cardinals, bro. Like, fucking dumpster fire, bro. Yeah, and with the third pick of the 2027 NFL draft, the Cardinals select.
Oh, who you think the last two?
Both New York teams.
Oh, what?
Ooh, that's
both
ugly.
New York teams.
Hell no.
Are going to be what? Hold on.
Worse.
Worse than...
I said the Cardinals are going to have the third pick.
Oh, so it's definitely going to be the
Jets.
I don't think...
That's why I said the Giants and Jets.
It's going to be the Dolphins and...
oh, shit, I forgot about them. So with the fourth pick, the Cardinals have. So we talked about the Raiders last week, so the Raiders will get the fifth pick.
Dolphins, Cardinals.
Damn, the Titans are ass too. My fault. Holy shit.
No. The Titans are going to be way better than everybody think.
Dolphins, Cardinals.
Giants and Jets.
Browns.
Nah, I don't think so. I think the Browns will be all right.
They're gonna start Deshaun Watson, and that's gonna not be good at all. Dolphins, Cardinals. Okay, not the Browns, but who?
So I said Giants.
I think Jets.
Jets. I just don't want to believe that the Jets are going to be ass again for another season.
They're the Jets, bro.
I would say because they don't have nobody. I mean,
you're
who did they pick up?
You're safer. You're safer to think. You're safer to think that the Jets are going to be ass than they are going to be good. Like that's just to say. Like you're going to cash that in more often than you're not. So.
Cardinals.
I don't even know if it's a real quote, but Plexico Burr is talking about playing for the Jets and being in prison are like the same feeling. Like
I think the Raiders, I think the Raiders might.
We just went over this last.
That's why I said. That's why I didn't want to touch the Raiders thing. That's why I was like, nah, I'm not gonna put them.
We said we think they can get to 5. Ceiling would be like 7 or 8.
Either way, bro. Cardinals getting another top 5 pick. Who gives a shit?
I think Cardinals. I think it's gonna go Dolphins, Cardinals.
Dolphins are so ass, bro.
Dolphins, Cardinals. I don't know, man. Steelers,
Dolphins
bro.
is the one.
Steelers might be fucking terrible.
Dolphins are the confuser one.
Yeah, Dolphins gonna be the one. All right, let's end this show, man. Let's end this show. This is the segment of love where we talk about 30 seconds of things that we love, and then we close on out. So, I could go first. So, I want to show love to Eric Bieniemy and his wife and his child and his situation. Earlier, I mentioned how ESPN was reporting all about this, and it's very unfortunate that you have to consistently see headlines about your wife being shot by your son in the news and mug shots. So I just want to send love to that family because, I mean, that's a hell of a way to kind of wake up and run a Tuesday. And I know that Eric Bieniemy also can't catch a break. He's well-deserved for a head coaching job. Should have already been a head coach somewhere. And his past seems to haunt him, but now it seems like his future and present is doing the same. So hopefully everything is okay with the family and the Chiefs. Get right and, do right by Eric Bieniemy. So, yeah, that's my 30 seconds.
Well done. Said well done. Well done.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Who wants to go next? Who's next? All right, here we go. 30 seconds. Here we go.
All right, so my 30 seconds of love is going to camping, actually, again. because I had a good time. Doing it with your family is a little different than like just being out there in general. So like getting a chance to kind of be with my mom, my dad, my kids. It was a cool experience. Secondly, healthy debate. I love it. Thanks for thanks for debating with me, and the bond is still strong.
Yeah.
I like stuff like that. So
Yeah, shout
you
out
get different
to
viewpoints.
camping and debating. I mean, that's what the show is built on, and I don't take none of this shit personal. I don't know these niggas, so I mean, it's just good for
Trey, man, come
passionate.
Oh,
No,
we're
it's
good.
after. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. I already tallied it. So.
Yeah.
All right, the only one that I want to say that didn't help us in this debate was the moderator. Like, Dame
Yeah,
just
that
muted
was
his
crazy.
mic
Yeah,
and
he
just
can't
didn't
do
say
that.
nothing.
Yeah, he
I
can't
ain't about
do
to let
that.
that slide.
Yeah, he
I
can't
still
do
love
that,
you,
yeah.
though, my boy. But, like,
Yeah. That was
I would be like, yo, Dame, am I tripping? And Dame said, click,
yeah.
mute.
No.
Davis
I
always
actually
doing that.
unmuted because I was about to jump in, and then Trey went on his rebuttals. So
Yeah,
I guess
Trey.
I guess I'll mute again. Like
You're right. He went on his rebuttals.
I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
similar.
like, no, fuck that shit. Devontae, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand. What the? All right, well, I guess I'll mute again because
I said,
What
damn,
am I gonna
can't
do
even
here?
use. I said I can't even use my sentence enhancers.
You're supposed to
He said the words I want to say.
Supposed to interject, Dame. It's a party
so I'm supposed to interject, but when I asked y'all why would I interject with that, y'all niggas proved my point immediately as to why I wouldn't.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But
Exactly. Within like 60 seconds, I was like, y'all was on different pages. So
yeah.
We was on different pages, but the same story.
yeah, I was like, exactly.
Because at a
So why
certain
would
point, I'm not gonna lie. At a certain point, I was like, "Yo, he's saying what I'm saying. I just don't think he understands what I'm saying." And then he's like, "You're saying the same thing that I'm fucking saying." I'm like, no, but we're not. At this point, now I'm like, "All right, you want to keep going? I'm gonna just keep it going. Why not? Good content."
Yeah, I think it was ended at some point, but Dame didn't come in and save it, so shame on you.
Dame was Terrell Owens, and he had his popcorn ready. That's what it was.
Yeah, that was,
Dame was just watching.
But no, healthy debates are good. And I mean, not taking none of this shit personal because
Nah.
nobody's calling.
I ain't getting paid.
Nothing like that. Yeah, me either. So I mean, I don't care. But yeah, that was good. That was good.
before we go, or before I go, $20 total.
Nice.
Damn, it's me. What, like 7?
Dame.
11. 11.
11?
Wow.
Yeah.
I only said it like twice.
In the $5 segment. You're right.
Oh, I probably did.
You did. I know. I was watching, remember?
Damn, I'll add it in there.
7
Damn
for Trey, 2 for me.
Yeah, I said the N-word a little bit. But that's for the FNN jar, $20. So add that to my pocket.
Back to
That's
normal.
not bad.
Back
That's
to
not
what it
bad.
should be.
Yeah. We brought it down. All right, Dame, close out with your 30 seconds, man.
Jonquel Jones, WNBA All Star Game MVP, League MVP, Commissioner's Cup MVP. Fucking, there's another MVP that I forgot, but she's won every WNBA MVP that you could possibly get. So, Dominique Maluga, I hope I said that lady's name right, but first dunk since Sylvia Fowles in the All Star Game. The girls, I say this with love. Get y'all shit together, because I want us to keep watching it. That's all.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah. I mean, it keeps sports alive during a time when there's really baseball, and that's it.
And I've been watching a lot more women's sports because I have this ESPN Unlimited, so I was watching some women's soccer earlier. It's pretty good. It was the NSL. I watched some of the AUSL softball league, and those girls are pretty good. And they actually I don't know, that one day might have been a mishap, but ever since then they got their shit together and they've been playing on regular fields. So, Devontae was even watching the women play football over the weekend. That was stupid too, by the way. But
It wasn't bad. See, because you know why I said it wasn't bad? You remember I told you guys, like, episode 2 or 3, that I saw a women's team in Meriden when I was leaving a lacrosse game?
Yeah.
And I was going to go back and watch it. Yo, football is football, no matter who laces it up. I'm cool with it.
I'm on record saying I don't want to see women play tackle football. I just don't. They're supposed to be smarter than us. Why subject yourself to violence that is unnecessary? Like, it's play flag, lingerie
Equality,
league.
my man.
Nah, but it's not fair. It's just not, like, football is not a sport that you want to do. Like, you do it because you love the game, but, like, people, but what I'm saying is when you see people who are playing it, like, semi-pro and shit like that, it's like, yo, dog, you gotta stop because there's real life ramifications for you continuing to play. Tackle. We're grown, dog.
Women, I don't know. You do it for the love, though. It's like that's like 2 Chainz, right? 2 Chainz kept rapping, even though he was like in his 40s. He was an amateur basically until at some point he made it big. I mean, could the same thing happen in football? Rare,
kinda.
But seriously, like it's to me, it's the same. It's the same thing. And if we're gonna, violent. Yeah, that too. But if we want. If we want to say equality, we got to let them do what they got to do, because it's the same thing like in the trucking industry. Nobody really sees women like tractor trailer drivers, but that doesn't mean it shouldn't be a thing. Like, I'm all for it. I would hire a female driver. If you could do the job, you could do the job.
Yes, I agree with that. Just not football. It's just not necessary. Rugby is dope, but just why?
That's worse.
But I'm saying it's kind of geared. It is worse. Like, I don't think anyone should be playing rugby, if I'm being honest with you. It's just not, like, these type of sports are not sensible. Like, they give your brain mush. Like, why would you do something at an age where you've already fully developed and shit? It just don't make sense to me. Like, it's just like it's like FOMO kind of, like, oh, well, we could play now. Like, let's play tackle football and then get your bell rung, and then what happens from there?
I don't know. What I like seeing is this surgence of women's sports. And then, like, I actually like to see, ever since the World Cup, like, I really started getting back into, like, watching soccer a little bit more. It's not as bad as... It's not as bad. It's not as bad as what I think. Plus, yeah, it is. Because for a while, I would just look at them and they just running back and forth. And it's like...
Oh, you didn't understand the game back then. Got you.
Nah, not really. I'm going to be honest with you. No, not really.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
That's
even to this point where, like, offsides still don't make sense. You're telling me that I can't run in front of this player, I got to wait for him if I'm faster? That's stupid to me. But, to each his own. This is y'all sport. I'm trying to understand. I've been playing FC 2026 and trying to learn a little more. So
the women don't flop as much in soccer either.
No, they just pull each other hair and drag each other down. I saw videos of that.
Fuck it.
Crazy.
Fuck it. And what I want to say next, I can't. So I'm just gonna close it out.
Nah, this is love. Yeah.